Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Afiola Ranggauni. You can call me Ola. So now I want to give you all my video presentation from my mind mapping to make a good score my midterm test. So I choose the meeting 2 to my presentation, and the material from meeting 2 is about psycholinguistic. Do you understand about psycholinguistic? If you don't understand about psycholinguistic, you can watching and listening my video presentation. Okay, let's start to watching my video presentation. Enjoy guys! What is psycholinguistic? Psycholinguistic is the study of the mental aspect, language, and speech. Linguistic is the study about language, and psychology is the study about human behavior and cognition. This psychological process involves writing, listening, reading, and speaking. Psycholinguistic is related to cognitive psychology, and research in the field relate heavily upon the experimental method. Psycholinguist is a person who study a phenomena resulting from the act of intersection in linguistics and psychology. Psycholinguistic as an independent study of language and human behavior is very recent. Wilhelm Wundt is the first person founded official research laboratorium for psychological research at the University of Leipzig. He was a psychology doctor and professor, nowadays widely regarded as the father experimental psychological. Wundt believed that language reflected mental representation and health, that internal mental states were very important. He views sentence as the key unit of language and tried to prove the influence on its production and comprehension. Empirical work on language acquisition was also influenced by Noam Chomsky, who later dismissed the idea that experimental work in psychology may have implication for linguistic theory. First, I will introduce about Noam. Noam is one of people who contribute the study about psycholinguistic. He has professor in linguistics and psychology in many universities. Chomsky's work is primarily of interest linguistic scholars. Several of his theories have had popular application in psychology. Chomsky was a pioneer in the field of psycholinguistics. Chomsky argued that linguistics should be understood as a part of cognitive psychology. Okay, next, most research in psycholinguistics has been done in the fields of children's language acquisition because children seem to learn a second or third language very quickly and with ease despite the fact that language is extremely complex. Psychology doing research of language children discover relevant important phenomena concerning human cognition and learning. While linguists discover important truth about the structure of language, the linguistic approach, which one sees increasingly, is one which takes information processing constraints into account. Correctness of a grammatical theory is no longer as vehemently argued, for grammatical theories can all be internally correct. It becomes more a question of compatibility of a system of grammatical description that is attached to a problems, as well as the results of psycholinguistic research. Language is now increasingly seen as a symbolic process, often leading to decision based on knowledge and not as the ultimate and only interesting knowledge set. Okay guys, I think my presentation about psycholinguistic is enough. If you feel that's not enough and many mistakes, you can studying or searching at the Google or YouTube. Thank you for watching guys. See you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.